Hello, my fellow citizens of the 7th universe. My name is Player2 if you wish to be specific, and welcome back to Higurashi when they cried Chapter 1, Episode, if I could get it, this is Episode 7. Yes, I actually had to pull up my YouTube page because I completely forgot what number we're on. But yes, this is Episode 7 of Higurashi when they cry. I hope you guys enjoying the series as much as I am providing it to you guys. And yes, so, yeah, they're just wanting to get back into reading this. I mean, these are long sessions. It's just me like reading the story. I'm getting like, I want to know more of the story. I want to know, and I just want to get into it because kind of had like a rough day. I just don't want to like think about it, so I just want to get into it. But as this video is gonna get uploaded on the Tuesday, because I'm gonna do it that day, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do it then. And we already hit 5,000 subscribers, which I want to say thank you so much for that, but I am not going to go too in depth with that because I'm going to make a separate video saying thank you and all that stuff to everybody and not just buried in a Higurashi when they cry video. So, once again, thank you guys, but let's get back into the story. So, while we left off, they're doing carnival games and everybody's together and we're all like shooting stuff and we're finding out who's the best shot. It is me, because I am awesome, and everyone else sucks. Just gonna throw that one out there. I'm just that awesome. So yes, anyways, from the altar set up in front of the shrine, the drums sounded with a booming echo. Yes, it was the finale of the festival. Alright, it's the ending of the festival already. Nice. I'll be heading off then. Okay, bye Rika, bye. Uh-oh, I need to go and get myself a good spot too. Well then everyone, see you in a bit. Bye-bye. Both Rika-chan and Tomotaki-san gave their farewells and disappeared into the crowd. Later, you two. You guys were weird. I wish both of you the best in your endeavors. Now, shall we be off? Yeah, might as well go see Rika-chan's charming figure. Let's go. Charming figure. I want figure. Yeah, let's go. Huh? Where's Rena? What are you doing? What is Rena the heck doing? Kijikun, Michan, save me. Oh god. Since she was carrying such a ridiculously large stuffed animal, she's being carried by the flow of people. Aw, what is she doing? She must have her hands full of taking care of that bear. Aw, poor Rena. Poor Rena. So I'll leave Rena to your care, Ki-chan. Of course, I'll have my hands full taking care of Satoko. Okay, we got. Who would want to be looked after you, Mion-san? Yeah, really, no one. Ouch! Please don't pull on my arm. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh yes, and I also remember from last episode. Every single time there's a star, you have to do it with me. We have to go. You have to do the little two things next to the eye and just go. Ah! You have to do that every single time. Just saying. Alright, before losing sight of Mion, I grabbed the back of Rena's collar. Like a dog. Get good out there, don't grab me there. Oh, he's so bossy. Where can I grab then? Where can I grab? It's just like her voice is just like, how? All the time. It's just, how? How? I didn't feel ashamed at all. Rena was ashamed enough for the both of us. I grabbed on Rena's hand and dashed after Mion and the others. We're gonna be late. Let's hurry up. Yes, we need. Yeah. Yes, I grabbed hand and now we're making love connection. Yes, I didn't realize Rena's hand was so delicate. Maybe she needed a bit more exercise and nutrition? That's not what I meant at all. My ears burned. As I tried to keep calm, I repeated the phrase, keep it together, Kichi-maibra, in my mind, but it didn't look like I would be able to anytime soon because I'm freaking out that I'm holding some girl's hand. Oh yes. I really didn't want Rena to see my face right then, so I pushed onwards, dragging her along without looking back even once. Don't look at me! Don't look at me! Here comes for the shrine. We got a new picture behind us. There was already a huge group of people gathered at the altar in front of the shrine. The fire at the altar made it as bright as midday, just as hot. Alright. There was a pile of futons wandered with. Oh yeah, I forgot they have this little futon thing. Wandered with sanctified rope in front of the altar. Yes, come to think of it, They did say it was a festival where they did something with the cotton and futons. Yeah, they all like tie them down and just throw it down the river. Except it blocks them off, and then they cut off the water supply, and then they go out in a drought. I'm not the one saying. I'm just saying, you shouldn't do that. Kishan, Renasan, we're over here. Sudoku waved her hand in the front row. Sorry. Making our way through the mass of people, reached the spot they saved. Thank you guys are awesome. How was it? Were you able to have a little bit of excitement with Rena? You punk. So that was your plan. Instead of replying, Mion gave a persuasive grin. Get a little eyebrow going. Eyebrow for the win. How was it, Rena? Was Kishan's hand bigger than what you thought it would be? You got hit. Rena turned bright red, puffs of steam shooting out of her. I heard something slice through the air and turned around to see Mion on the ground with a welt on her face. Mion, when were you hit? Between the ha and the o of her how, I think. Rena, that's not nice. Rena, it's not good to punch your friends and hide your embarrassment. I didn't hit her, whatever. Why did this? Oh, thump. The thunderous beat of the drum echoed silently in the crowd. Alright, now it's time for the thing. It's time for the ceremony. You must be quiet. It's beginning. Ooh. Got ritual music. Sounds creepy. It was a solemn ritual. Yes, what is the ritual? That we throw mattresses down. Rika-chan entered dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal committee. The elders all looked at Rika-chan and collapsed their hands in praise. The only thing allowed to disturb the profound silence was the flash of Tomotaki's-san's camera, because he's such a jerk. What's the big thing Rika-chan is holding? What is that big thing? A hoe! Carrying around a hoe. Look at me being immature like always. A hoe that's used for this festival. Oh yeah, maybe Rika's hoe. Oh, okay, that's not good. Let's not talk about that. It's a sacred farming tool that only the shrine maiden may touch. It was an awkward shape for a piece of farm equipment, not uncommon for something used in rituals. After receiving a Shinto prayer, Rika-chan approached a pile of futons gathering in the altar, then repeatedly stabbing them with the hoe. Interesting. Each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. I'm gonna move my mic over just so that I'm more of like centered. There we go. Yeah, so I can actually like. There we go. So I'm not like leaning over here to talk to you guys. Cause like just the eye contact with each other. Oh, by the way, that window's open over there. That's creepy. I like look back. I'm like, I'm just gonna talk. Something's gonna pop up. I'm scared. Okay, each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without doubt, this was a ritual. What's next? Airing out futons? She's purifying futons that absorbed illness from people over the winter. It's just like repeated. So when Ki-chan said airing out futons, he wasn't completely wrong. Yes, I'm not that stupid. Rika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hoe was probably really heavy. Yeah. The innuendos are real. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Stoto looked on, silently lending her support. Worried. Rika practiced every single day with a mochi hammer. She will certainly prevail. Satoku's hands were sweaty, and whenever Rika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath. It's okay, Rika, you could do this, Why wasn't Mion a candidate to be the shrine maiden? It feels wrong having Rika-chan swing around something so heavy. I do it if they ask me, and well, it's not something that just anyone can do. That's true. Shrine maidens need to be pure, after all. Yeah, Mion, you are not pure. Yeah. Mion drove her elbow to my side. I'm such a meanie. With a thud of the drum, Rika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. That triggered a round of generous applause. After the Shinto priest had raised up the cleansed futons like a portable altar, all the spectators stood up. Following after the priest, we marched at a moderate pace. They ascended the shrine's giant stairs in a line. What's happening now? Washing the futons in the river? Now we just throwing them in. Watanagashi, there we go, means sitting setting cotton adrift, you know? Setting cotton adrift. So we're just gonna chuck them. The precision continued right up to the bank of the stream. A fire was stoked high, and it was bright as day here too. People started crowding around, and it clamored. All right, get in line. Line up, Kichi-kun. I wondered what was up. Maybe we get some holy wine? Yeah, we get drunk off that holy wine, you know. Red and white bean buns? Maybe food? Ha hee ha. That's not food. Said it was cotton. But of course, they didn't call it Wakadarashi for nothing. Wakadarashi. I finally understood. Municipal community members pulled out the cotton from inside the futons and balled it up like a mochi, handing it out to people. Rena dove into the line and bought out some for me as well. Thank you. You're too kind, Rena. You are the best. We then proceeded to the bank of the stream. Let me take a quick sip of water because I'm like stuttering. 1 second. I don't like that. Sometimes I like start stuttering. Also, I have popcorn over here. Nom 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 nom. Yeah, that crunch noise. That is so professional. Since it's your first time, Kichi-kun, just copy what I do. Of course. She held the cotton in her right hand and, waving her hand as if to purify it, she touched it to her forehead, chest, navel, and both thighs. You have to do this 3 times and silently give thanks to the god of all time. What's the name of the shrine god? Yeah, I don't even know. As the guardian deity of Higurashi. It brings about both miracles and curses. I like spaced out for a second. So you must be sure to show respect. That sounded like a pretty frightening god, but well, when in Rome, I was officially a resident of Higurashi now after all. Doing as Rena showed me, I touched the cotton all over myself 3 times. Be like, oh yes, oh cotton, praise the god. Okay, that's mean. Thank you, god, thank you, god. I'm not saying that word. This way, all the evil that possesses you is sucked out by the cotton. That you let it gently drift away on the stream, and you're done. Good. Together, Rena and I set our pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. The flowers of cotton blooming in the water had sucked all of the evil festering in Higurashi and drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like those floating lantern festivals I'd see on TV. The best part is, though, was feeling like this rite of passage had me a true resident of Higurashi. You feeling the connection? Kichi. There we go. Chapter is over. This freaking festival is now done. Now, what the heck is the thing that they made that like we got in trouble for? They got in trouble for? Maybe was that before? Oh, while staring off into the stream, I somehow got separated from Rena. I wasn't very lonely though. I know this place now. This is where I live, my home. It was probably better if I just stayed here instead of wandering around aimlessly. Someone would surely find me I was enjoying the evening breeze. I heard a familiar voice. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably that guy. It was Tomotaki-san's. I headed towards it. Of course. Hello, big jack dude. How did it go, Tomotaki-san? Were you able to get some good shots? Yes, fortunately. Tomotaki-san was with a girl. I felt like I was intruding. Yes, you were. Oh, look at this chick. Look at this chick. She probably thinks she's hot shit. Ha. How was it, Kichi-kun? Did you enjoy the festival? From the way she spoke, she seemed like she was a resident of Higurashi. I really should try hard to remember people's faces here. What was her name? Well, it was fun. Yes, who are you? Yes, hi, how you doing? My face must have given away how desperate I was trying to remember her name because she had a lighthearted chuckle. She gave a lighthearted chuckle. That's what I was saying. It was probably because it had been long since you've moved here. It's pretty hard to believe, seeing how friendly you've gotten with the older kids. If that's how it looked, it was probably all thanks to Rena and Mion. Perhaps you feel more like a resident of Higurashi after taking part in the festival today? I wondered about that. Yes. Oh, it's not like you. How? I had tried to get used to Higurashi, but there were still plenty of things I don't know. the faces of the people I met, for example, things that had happened in the past as well. Ew, you feel like you're feeling like left out because of something like that? It's not so much as a feeling left out, it's just I'm not sure how to say it. The incident at the dam construction site, the fighting over it and its conflicts, the terrible incident they pretended they didn't even know about whenever I brought it up. Even though it was the past, as someone living in Onikakushi, it wasn't wrong to want to know about both the good and bad that happened here. Yes, we want to know, but he's just going off on like a tangent at this point. If it will put you at ease, I will tell you everything I know. Thank you, Tomotaki. You are too nice. Tomotaki's smile made me more relieved than I've ever been. It was hard to think of what to ask when someone said, "Ask me anything," though. Even when there was so much I wanted to ask. Then, could you tell me what happened when the dam was being constructed? There was a big incident when Onikakushi was going to be submerged, right? Yes. I think the locals would be more knowledgeable about the dam than I am. Well, if you don't mind, I'll tell you what I know. It's only what I read in newspaper, though. Yes. Well, tell us everything. Tell us. Tomotaki's eyes entered an unfocused gaze as he searched through his memory. Then he spoke. He's just like, yes, I see everything now. Oh, yes. Alright. The decision to start the dam project was finalized 7 or 8 years ago. So here we go. Back to the meaty gritty stuff. I heard it was the next major project after Kurobi. Yes. Yes, indeed. We're going in. There were 3 major issues in Japan at that time. Improving inter-island transportation, infrastructure, that's it, meeting the higher demand for electricity and flood control. There was a boom of dam building due to the massive economic stimulus they provided on top of the gathering electricity and flood control. Onikakushi had the right conditions to support dam construction, so it was singled out. And we said no. The dam reservoir would have covered quite a lot of the ground when it was completed. The entire area right up to Yakubukichi way upstream would be underwater. But why did they have to pick a populated area like Onikakushi? It's not that populated, dude. Could it have been instead pick a place where nobody lived? I'm not really sure why, but I heard that it was just the right terrain to build a dam. Of course, there were protests here in Onikakushi. Rika-chan had said there was a battle. From that choice of words, I had to guess. Things have turned violent. There was a trial, and it was even brought before the national diet. Not the diet. Diet. Yeah, some say diet, because that's not exactly the word. It was covered in Tokyo newspapers, too. Rihanna told me all about this as well. I'm sure every resident of Onikakushi had unified to fight together. The feeling of solidarity. That's not the word. Found here, which could not be expressed properly with mere words, was likely brought about by the battle. Yes. So, as a result, bribery and scandals were brought to the light. As things got more and more complicated, they eventually halted construction. If I wanted to know, that was my only chance to ask. It was certainly a bizarre incident that boys my age would be curious about. I felt a little shame, in fact, that was pretty enough. For the fact I was pretty enough to have my curiosity piqued by Rena and Mion's refusing to talk about the event. But I figured I might as well ask since I had the chance. What about the murder? What about the dude that got chopped up in like several pieces? Just so I would stop thinking about it so much. So there was a dismemberment, right? There was. I happened to be here in Onikakushi at the time, so I remember it well. Tomotaki's answer was nonchalant in contrast to my hastily forced out question. Here comes the really creepy music. It was about this time, 4 years ago. It was the day of the Wakanashi, if I recall correctly. Debate on whether to continue construction and the dam was in disarray. Scandal after scandal rocked the project near to end. The incident That was the final nail of the coffin for the dam project. Yes. At stakes, a fight at the dam construction site ended in the victim being murdered. Fearing prosecution, the 6 assailants divided the remains into 6 pieces and hid each one. That's creepy. 5 of the 6 criminals turned themselves in out of guilt, but there's still one on the run. The right arm he'd hidden had yet to be found. The major details lined up with what was in the tabloid I read earlier. Jesus, I couldn't even talk on that one. God, the heck is wrong with me? Freaking talk. God, water. Need water. It was certainly a tragic incident, but it wasn't so terrible that Run and Mion needed to hide it from me. I guess they didn't want someone who just moved here to have a negative impression of him and Azawa. I felt grateful for having friends who worried so much about me, as well as shame for still being so interested in it. Yes, shame me for being interested, you jerks. It was near the end of all the trouble with the dam, you see. So everyone was saying that it was the god's curse. The god's curse, huh? Because I'm not saying the god's name. The god was the name of the god at the shrine. They held the festival today, if I recalled correctly. Yes, I see. Their guardian deity rained divine punishment down to the evil dam construction for trying to flood him and Azawa. So they killed everybody. Apparently, the younger ones didn't think so. But it seems the elderly in the village never doubted that it was the god's curse. Yes. The woman with Tokataki-san said with a mischievous chuckle. I don't like you guys. You guys seem really creepy about this. Oh crap, I just realized that I unplugged my freaking headphones. Good job, me. I am the smartest person alive. There we go. I was trying to rest my hand. Apparently I yanked my freaking sound on my headphones. Alright. Yes, Tokataki-san began laughing with her. It was so infectious I ended up laughing as well. Ha ha ha! Dead people! Ha ha ha! Yes! But I wonder about now. What? What do you wonder? There are quite a few, I think, amongst you, too. A few? What? What? People who believe in the god's curse. The woman's lips was still curled into a smile, but her expression turned stern. Then after that, it continued every year, always around this time. Continued. What continued? Tomotaki-san paused for a second, as if to build up some suspense. He was like, oh, that's what it is. Then he whispered to me as if someone might have been listening. What? Every year, on the day of the Wakanashi, somebody dies. What? That's creepy. Oh, here we go. Here comes the creep. The year following dismemberment, on the day of the Watagashi, a man from Hinawazawa who had supported the dam fell off a cliff overlooking some rapids and died while he was on vacation. Unfortunately for his wife, the body was never recovered. He supported the dam construction even though he lived in Hinawazawa. At the time, there were whispers amongst the elderly saying it was the god's curse. Yes, the one chucking mischievous again. It's the god's curse, of course. Then the next year, the night of the Wanagashi, the shrine's Shido priest died suddenly from an unknown illness. His wife drowned herself in the bog that night. Wow, the shrine's Shino priest? You mean he was part of the shrine here? The woman nodded. There were rumors amongst the villagers that they weren't able to quell the god's anger. Then the year after that, again on the night of the Wanagashi, they discovered the battered body of a local housewife. Housewife? What? Housewife. I don't know what I'm doing. Until now, all the mysterious deaths were people involved with the dam or that had connections with the god. The god of destruction. Scott is the god of destruction. This is Beerus right here. This is freaking Lord Beerus. I just made a connection because he's just killing people. He's like, I must destroy. Before creation comes destruction. Yes. Must kill in order to bring new people to life. That sounds creepy. Don't think that. I don't think that. That's really creepy. With that in mind, Could the housewife have been involved in some way too? Could. Exactly. The woman started slowly. Yes, I completely missed that one part. One of the victim's relatives, you see, was connected to the younger brother of the dam supporter who fell in death 2 years ago. Yes, it's just like a freaking tree thing going on. The younger boy is still alive, it seems. Excuse me. But it did bother him quite a bit, so he moved to a neighboring town. How creepy indeed. For a while I stood there with my mouth agape. The battle over the dam construction in the Himnaz was future at stake, and the murder at the center of it all. And then all I knew, and that was all I knew, and that was all I wanted to ask about. But it wasn't all there was to the story. Homicide, body disposal, accidental deaths, terminal illness, suicide, fatal beatings. I'm a pretty level-headed person. I don't really want to believe in curses, but the freakish deaths happen every year on the day of the Onikakushi, and all of them were related to the dam construction. It was easy to dismiss each of them as coincidences by themselves, but when you put them all together, dismissing all of them as a coincidence would then defy logic. Indeed. I don't believe in curses, but every single year on the day of Onikakushi, I know I'm saying that wrong, but I'm continually saying it. Somebody or something makes it happen without fail. Shut up, Rusty. He's just like meowing in the corner. You're ruining the suspense. The woman chuckled again, as if to pick up on what I was thinking. It felt like she was saying maybe we frightened him, stuff like that. I feel embarrassed at being read so easily. I pressed Tomotaki's-san to continue, a bit of impatience and irritation to my tone. It's like, come on, man. Then? So someone who died next year, right? Or was it this time? I wonder, what do you think, Ichikun? The hell? Oh, God, that's creepy. Who do you think will die? That's creepy. The way he said didn't agree with me. The sarcastic tone looked at me. Don't avoid the question. I'm serious here. Hey, calm down, Ichikun. Yeah, no, you're the one to calm down. I don't like your jokes, boy. I don't like your jokes. I realized when she tried to calm me down that I had been panicking. Yes, I'm just freaking out here. We are trying to avoid a question, Kichikun. It's just when you say that next year, that's today. That's today. Oh, God. Got the sinister stuff going on. Hopefully you guys can hear that. I got like chills. Ooh. When she hesitated to say it, Tomotaki's unfinished for her. I broke into a cold sweat. I really didn't like the direction this was headed. Nobody wants to speak of it, but they all think it's going to happen again tonight. I would too, dude. That the festival was so cheerful, though. Well, the victim last year, the housewife, she was a non-believer. It turns out she didn't even attend Wow, how dare you not attend the festival? How dare you? There was a rumor going around that if you didn't participate in the festival, you would incur the god's wrath, the god of destruction's wrath. Didn't you hear anything about this, Kichikun? I never even heard a whisper about the rumor. Then the reason everyone was at the festival was they're afraid of the curse? Yes, I figured that must have been the reason. There were a lot more people at the Onikakushi than usual. I guess everyone was just afraid of it all. Oh, yawns for the win, Jesus. Yes, we're all afraid of the curse. ... I couldn't utter a single word. Who will die? In this modern age, where we've made progress in all scientific fields, shedding light on the unknown and misunderstood, where black and white television has been eradicated, and we've sent men to the moon, even with our accomplishments, this can exist in modern society? Tens of innovations were sent out to neighboring towns, youth groups to help pad the numbers. But after the string of events, few decided to join. The municipal committee members were complaining about how hard it was to gather participants. Also, the police are treating each case as isolated. They don't believe they're connected. They're trying to keep it quiet. It's all plainclothes officers. It finally began to dawn on me why Rena and Mion were reluctant to talk, because they don't want to die too. If nothing happened during the Onikakushi, everything would have been over with, and I'd be none the wiser. Yes. If nothing happened, all would be well. In that case, it would all end up being just crazy talk. I should have just pretended like I knew nothing from the beginning. Then they wouldn't have had to act like nothing happened, and we would have gotten back to life as usual. Yes, but I had to bring stuff up. Maybe it was just too much for him after all. The woman ran her fingers through her hair as she sighed, just like, "Oh yes, you stink." No, it wasn't that at all. I had tried to act strong, but that just served to embrace how much of the information had unsettled me. After seeing how I looked, Tomotaki's son appeared to regret saying anything. Letting out a sigh, then he spoke forcefully, awkward, upbeat demeanor. Kichi-kun, surely you don't believe in such things as curses? Well, after you say that, maybe. Well, no. If the curses of all the crimes were unknown, with the perpetrators and their methods all mysterious, then I would think it's the work of Makuras. But that's not how things work in reality. The police are investigating the evidence and suspects to uncover the truth. Hearing them say police made me feel a lot better. It was perfect for repelling the word curse. Get the police on there. Get the po-po. Whoop, whoop. It's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. The first one, the dismemberment, for example. I told you, didn't I? All but one of the perpetrators were arrested. It's only a matter of time for the last one. The motive turned out to have been an argument where they had while being intoxicated. That's no curse. Don't you agree? Don't you agree? Just drunk people doing it. That was true. If it didn't happen on the day of the Onikakushi, then I wouldn't think it would have been related to the curse at all. The accidental death of the man who supported the dam is the same. He was in a position that made others hate him. The police made a point of investigating from that angle. They concluded it was an accident, not foul play. But they both happened on the day of the festival, right? Ha 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 ha. Just thinking about it, Kichi-kun. Do you really think people with a lot of enemies here in Himanazawa could participate easily in a local festival? It would be especially hard for them to be around during the Wagashi. So they probably left Himanazawa intentionally around this time of the year to travel, don't you think? They died because they stooped. It wasn't a very clear explanation, but I sort of understood what Tomotaki's-san was getting at. So I pressed on earnestly, asking more questions so I could be convinced myself. Then Tomotaki's-san, what about the priest who died after that? What about the unknown illness? That has to have something to do with the festival? It's even to explain what happened to the Shido police. The Wagashi is a really big event that happens once a year. It was probably from all the build-up stress, or may have been because of a pre-existing condition, but it was an unknown illness. It's hard to believe something with an unknown cause could exist with all our advances in the medicine. It's just an exaggeration. Rumors make rumors. Anyone would get worked up over having incidents happen 2 years in a row. The sudden death is quite unnatural, though. Of course, the police ordered an autopsy because of the strange way he died, but there wasn't enough for them to open a full investigation, you know. Turns out there was just sudden death due to illness. The priest's wife committed suicide, correct? What about that? I believe I already explained it. She stuck her head in the freaking river. Everyone was shaken up by the incident happening for a third year. Those who are strong of faith were quickly to believe that it was the work of the curse. Well, of course, that included the priest's wife. Apparently, they found a suicide note that said something like, "My death will quell God's anger." But then how about it? The next incident with the housewife had to happen on the day, right? The perpetrator has already been caught, and the case has been closed. Turns out it was just some nut job trying to continue the legacy in Himanazawa class. Then how about the incident next year? Oh, you mean this year? Yes, idiot. Tomotaki gave a hearty laugh. Nothing will happen. Not this year. It was never a curse to begin with. It was just a group of people believed that the explanation for your string coincidences. My internal computer finally got itself back on track. I felt embarrassed how childish I became after losing control and panicking. Whew. I am talking a lot, and I've just got to take... Whew. There we go. It's the breather. There's a lot of dialogue here. I can see very clearly now that Kichi-kun really does love Himanazawa. Even if the god's curse actually did exist, Kichi-kun couldn't bring himself to believe that such thing existed. He felt very relieved. I should probably just forget everything I heard tonight. I'll greet Rena and Mion tomorrow with the same smile as always. They probably also like tonight to end without the incident, so they can continue on tomorrow without it worrying me. Perhaps seeing my change in attitude, the woman who had been listening and stretching as she got up from the rocks she was sitting on. Yes, now she's got a straight face. She was all happy for like 10 minutes, and she's like, ah! Well then, I should be getting back. Goodness, I think I might have gone a bit too long. There were so few people compared to the crowd from before. I could only make out a few groups of families enjoying the cool evening air. I look at my watch and it seemed like we've been talking for an hour. The part of an hour. Jesus, dude. Did you coming along with your friends, Kichiko? Not gonna go look for them? Oh yeah, they might all be looking for me. You're quite the scoundrel making girls look for you. Yeah, you know, because I'm awesome. See you, Kichiko. How's a nice night? Yes, you creepy lady. Don't like you. You too. Jirio-san. I'll just see you in a bit later. Tomotachi-san seems to be quite the scoundrel himself. So his name is Jiro. I'm still gonna say Tomotachi. Jiro. After dusting off her backside, she suspicions a crowd of people still busy cleaning up the shrine grounds. Bye bye. Rena! KJ God, where kind of Rena? So sorry. At her place, Rena came running over. You can see all the others behind her. Speak of the devil. Hello girls. Hello girls. My bad, Ki-chan. We got so caught up in our discussion. I completely forgotten about them while caught up in my own conversation, so we're even. What do you got? So Tomotachi-san was with you. This works out perfectly. What? Oh, Rika, hi. We still need to settle the shooting gallery competition. For what? We got another freaking challenge. Ah, that's right, so I guess I'm gonna end up dead last. Oh god. What are we gonna make him do? In the end, after my dramatic victory, Rika-chan was the last challenger, but there weren't many other targets left. The ones remaining were all tiny and difficult to hit. She did take her time to aim, but all 3 shots completely missed, so it was to end up sharing the loser's crown with Tomotachi-san. You guys suck. You guys suck. However, she did her little mewing cry in front of the owner, and he turned to mush instantly. Aw, so he was given a pack of gun as the consolidation prize. Her method was a bit, yes, audacious, but she did avoid being the loser rather magnificently. Yeah, freaking jerk. Freaking jerk. Come to think of it, Rika-chan is quite the trickster. Yes. I have no idea what Kichi is talking about. Of course not. Now then, it's time to decide what Tomotachi's dead last. Everyone cheered and applauded. Tomotachi-san smiled wearily, slightly bewildered. What? So Tomotachi-san, you ready? Penalty time! Oh, I completely forgot about that. Oh god, you're too naive, Tomotachi-san. This is why you're in a club and never lose. Mion pulled a felt tip marker from her pocket. Oh, that's it. Show him some mercy, Mion. At least use a washable marker. Jeesh. A permanent one is too harsh. It just has to be permanent. It comes off when you do the laundry anyways. Whoa, what is this? Please take it easy on me. All of us pinned his arms and back as Mion approached him with the marker in her hand. And squip. But she didn't write on Tomotachi's face. She wrote on the shirts he was wearing. What? What do you write? You better have your big break this year, Mion. Rena looked up in the marker. Show me the photos next time. Okay. Rena, yes. It was a little heartwarming, so I just had to laugh. Oh, it doesn't say anything. That was more like a farewell card than a penalty. Oh, it's not as soft as the rest. I'll make sure this is the proper penalty. Asked by writing stuff. Ah, dead last. It's Toku. Try her next time, Rika. Everybody's just writing in the shirt. Here you go, Kichi-san. What do I write? I couldn't decide what to write, but based on what kind of penalty it was, it's probably the most appropriate. Come back and play again, Kichi. Tomotachi-san was silent the entire time. At first he was quite bewildered, but now he had a different look on his face. What? So I have to wear this all the way back to Tokyo as part of the penalty. Yep. Of course, you better wear that thing all the way home. You can wear it when you come back. It would be nice. He appeared deeply moved. Embarrassed mixed with a wealth of other emotions made him turn bright red. Ah, look at you. Understood. I'll wear this next time I come here. I promise. Everyone cheered and applauded. It was the finest party gift possible for a buddy heading out tonight. I saw the woman who was Tomotaki's-san standing through the festival. It seemed Tomotaki's-san noticed her too, and it was time to leave. So bye-bye. Seems like your guest is waiting. Isn't about that time? Stop messing with us teenagers, you jerk. Huh. That's certainly how it seems. Bye-bye. Tomotaki's-san headed off towards her and seemed to apologize for making her wait. We all shouted stuff at Tomotaki's-san. Each time we did, he looked back and waved his hand. Eventually, he faded into the darkness of the night, out of sight. It was quite a casual farewell. It wasn't the first time any of us had seen someone off. They had done the same thing many times before. Indeed. He's gone. Well, it's about time we take off too. Rika-chan had to stay behind with the other committee members since they were having a meeting, so Toku was tagging along with her. I headed back home with the usual suspects. Let's head home and not talk about the stupid curse thingy of the Wrath of God. The walk back was quite lively, with talk of the day's war stories. Should have done this, should have done that, that kind of stuff. Yes, indeed. Ren and I parted ways from Mion, and it was just the two of us. Then we got to my house, and I parted ways with Ren as well. It's already pretty late. Are you all right by yourself? Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It's close. I'm gonna run too. If you run into some weirdo, just yell. If someone does come, will you come and save me? Maybe. If I hear you. If I hear you, you know, if I do. Okay. I'll scream loud so you can hear me. Merely spinning her arms around at high speed, Brenna dashed off. She was fine. In that mode, not even an adult could stand against her. Ren a cheerful presence disappeared, and it finally became quiet again. The curse had not a single person even whispered about. The more I learned about it tonight, the more unsettling it became. The curse. It didn't show on any of the faces, but they were probably all quite concerned about it as well. But if nothing happens tonight, and it all ends up being just crazy talk, nothing will happen, nothing bad, nothing at all. What's wrong, Kichi? Why are you staying at a place like that? Come inside, you'll catch a cold. It was my mom. Did you go, Mom? To Wakashi's festival. In the end, your father didn't wake up, so I missed it. A little disappointing. Oh, God. No. Mom stuck her tongue out with a bit of an embarrassment look on her face. And there we go. That is the end of another chapter, which I'm gonna see where this leaves off. Is this gonna? I think it might go into a save. Go into a save. Yep, it's gonna go into a save. So I'm actually gonna end this episode here, mostly because it's been going on for 43 minutes. I mean, it's not as long as the other ones, but this seems like a perfect place to end it. I hope you guys don't mind. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying this here as much as I am providing it to you guys. I say at the beginning of my videos, but I'm saying it at the end this time because I'm an idiot. But honestly, didn't realize that this novel would be this long. I thought it would be like a 3-episode thing and that would be it. But now we're on episode 7, and I don't know when it's supposed to end. But thank you guys for the support of the series. I know this series doesn't get as much love as, say, like Dragon Block C or Naruto C and that stuff. But you guys who do stick through this stuff, I want to say thank you so much, because that's why I do it, just to tell the story to you guys. You guys are all awesome, and I like talking to you, and you actually get to see my face during this, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, I want to say thank you guys for joining me once again, and I will be seeing you later.